Brock, to win this a fourth straight year against SDSU, give me your thoughts on that.
Right now it feels really good. You know what? It was a team effort. It feels good coming down here. It's always tough to win in Brookings, you know. And we knew we were going to get a good game, and our guys stuck together. We fought through some adversity, and we found a way to get it done. The Rock's coming back home to Fargo, and it feels really good.
Mike Hardie joining us.
Brock, it seems like you guys kind of just warmed down as the game progressed. Can you talk about maybe how the guys up front played, setting the tone and kind of keeping the foot on the pedal the whole game?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, in that second half especially, you know, the Jackrabbits, they were playing a lot of coverage, and you know, that allowed us to get to some runs. And man, I remember that one drive that we scored on. It was all runs on that drive, and the offensive line did a tremendous job all game, you know, giving me some time, and I feel like I held on to the ball a little bit too long here and there, but you know, we found a way to get it done. And those 5 guys up front, they deserve all the credit, and of course our defense too. But you know, it feels really good.
Danny, Zenner 8 carries 4 yards. What's your reaction to that?
We're happy about that. He's a great player. We focused on him all week, focused on stopping the run. And it's not an easy task. He is a good offensive line and a great running back.
How were you able to do it? Do you have a sense of their offense? You know, like you knew what they were going to run before they did sometimes.
Obviously, we keep playing them every year, so we're accustomed to playing them. We know what they do and they know what we do, and it just comes down to executing when you need to execute.
Brock, we've seen that you do it before, but on a couple of those third downs, you just tucking it in and running to the marker. I mean, is that something that just kind of comes naturally to you as far as when to take off?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, you have to, as a quarterback, you have to stick to the motto sometimes of hitch, go or throw. You know, and your check down's not there, he gets eaten up with you know, a blitzer or something, and it comes down to making a play as a quarterback. And you know, Jackrabbits did a good job in coverage sometimes, covering up our guys, and nobody was open. And that's the time where, you know, as a quarterback, you have to make a play. And in a big rivalry game like this, there's no sliding or anything like that. I'm getting the first down.
They threw a lot, Danny, first half. Are you surprised by that? I'm saying with you, Mike, that question.
Yeah, we were a little surprised. We were focusing on the run, but they the last couple games they've been doing more 10, 11 personnel, more passing. So we had prepared for it as well.
Yeah, we knew they were going to come out and do something a little bit different. When you know an opponent as well as we know them and they know us, it's kind of how it goes. You always come out and throw a little wrinkle in. I think stuff in those first couple of runs it helped make them more one-dimensional, which helped a lot.
Brock, talk about that sequence where Crockett fumbles and they almost recover it when you guys get it back and go in and score and go, you know, 2 touchdowns. Just how important was that sequence as far as momentum and stuff like that? Oh,
it was. You know, we had good field position. Our defense gave us great field position and put us in a you know, a good spot to make something happen. And you know, our offensive line did a great job on that drive. That's the drive that we didn't throw, I believe. And you know what? It was a good job by our offensive line and by John to get it done. And you know, it was huge momentum to get that second touchdown. That's what we needed.
Brock, you mentioned the rivalry game, and I'm sure you were getting it from the crowd as well. But I noticed you kind of giving it back a little bit with some hand signals and stuff. Does that just show you're into it with the emotion of the rivalry? You
know what? I'm just having fun, and football is a very emotional game, and you know, you only get so many chances to be in a rivalry game as a player, and to let it all hang out and cut it loose is what I do. It's how I play the game, and you know, just having fun with my teammates, and you know, it's fun to give it back a little bit.
Danny, this is the guy, he had 200 yards against Nebraska in the first half. I know you obviously watched that film a lot. What did you guys do different than Nebraska can do?
I have no idea. I don't know. I'm sorry.
A couple more here. We got 2 NDSU players.
Brock, you know, offensively, it wasn't probably the prettiest game. And Coach Bowl said there was some frustration. How do you overcome that when things aren't clicking like you really want them to?
You just have to move on, possession to possession. You know, you have to have a short memory on offense, and you know, that's something that we did in the fourth quarter. You know, it wasn't the prettiest third quarter for us by any stretch, and you know, we came out in that fourth quarter, and that's where our pride and our conditioning allow us to, you know, really make things happen. And you know, we found a way to get it done, and you got to fight through adversity. You know, in football, you're gonna have adversity all the time, and you just got to fight through it and move on to the next possession.
one more for these guys.
Mike, fourth straight year you guys beat these guys, and especially the third straight time you hold Zach to a negative rushing total, at least today. The emotions on defense for how well you guys played today.
It feels really good, you know. It feels great to work as hard as we did this week. Like I said, we were focusing on Zenner and shutting him down all week. So working as hard as we did and then coming out and executing it, it feels really good.
I give Hardie, one more for Hardie.
One more for Hardie.
Mike, about the hometown boy coming home, and so it's more than just a rivalry for you. It's coming back to play a lot of guys that you know and in a familiar environment. So how sweet was that?
It's a lot of fun, you know. I try not to make it too big of a deal, but yeah, this one's always kind of circled on the calendar. This one and USC both playing against kids I went to, or played against in high school, and yeah, there's some good friends on the other team, but it's just a blast playing in these games.
That drive where I think you carried it the whole time, but you had that fumble. I don't know, you seemed like you ran more motivated after it. I mean, was that just kind of a refocus moment when you kind of got a second chance on that?
It's always when you have something crucial that could change the game, like that happened. You want to go out and make sure that you take the advantage that we had. You know, I was really upset that it happened, and I knew that I owed the team one. You know, I kind of let my teammates down in that aspect, and I knew that I had to get going again.
John, coming into the game, everyone wanted to talk about Zenner. I know at one point you guys had at least 200 yards rushing. I don't know what the final was, but for you guys to put those numbers up and look up and they had negative 14, what does that say?
I mean, well, that gives all the credit to our defense. You know, we got a great group of guys on that side of the ball, and you know, it was pretty tough running against them. Fall camp is tough for me. So, you know, being able to, I know what they're going to take care of and what they're going to do. And me and Sam coming out and do what we do, that's pretty cool, too. We got a great offensive line also, so.
Grant, the kind of game you had today seemed like you were playing possess. How big was that early 3rd and 1 to stop Zenner there, the first drive of the game for SDSU?
Well, I thought it was huge just in terms of just sending the momentum and just setting the tone for the game. You know, the physicality up front. I thought the defensive line did a great job. Obviously, Travis was in on the play as well. But, you know, I thought it was just huge from a mental standpoint that, you know, we were going to be the more physical team. And I think we were able to do that when we started off early.
How satisfying is that to do that, I guess, to stop an All-American running back for the 3rd straight time for your defense to do that today?
You know, it's really good. I think it just speaks volumes of the group overall, how hard everybody works and how disciplined everybody is. To stop a back like him, everybody really needs to be disciplined and to be able to find their fits and know what they're doing on every single play. So I think that just shows that everybody is really locked into the game plan, knew what they were doing. We had a great week of preparation, and I think that's how we were able to get it done.
Can you go back to that point about being physical? Is that something that is part of the North Dakota State success, that you guys are able to set that tone not only against South Dakota State, but that's something you try to go out and do every week?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think that's one of the things that we're built upon, both offensively and defensively. You know, we get so much work against each other in fall camp and in spring ball and all that stuff. Everything is just a downhill smash mouth football, and it's just who we are. It's what we do. You know, it's the type of kids that come and play here. It's just the way we are, I guess.
John, talk about the 4th quarter and get 2 scoring drives. Do you feel it was just a matter you just kind of wore them down, or what kind of happened on those 2 scoring drives in the 4th quarter?
Oh, well, we fought the play that really worked to get them. Worked against them. We found some schemes that really matched up well with what they were doing on defense, because they were doing some tricky stuff that we weren't accustomed to. And just, you know, we're a 4th quarter team. You know, when it's time to get down and get nitty and gritty, you know, we're pretty ready to do that. And that's what happened with the game. That's how the game happened, and we were able to be successful.
Grant, any idea what you guys did different than Nebraska couldn't do last week, especially in the first half, watching that film?
Well, I think we were just a lot more disciplined than they were. I think, you know, we were probably actually a lot more physical and we tackled better. You know, watching that film, you know, it wasn't like they didn't have opportunities to make plays. It was just silly little mental mistakes here and there, and then it looked like they just didn't really seem to be playing that hard, to be completely honest with you. I thought South Dakota State was the more physical team in that game. So we knew that if we wanted to win and we wanted to stop them, we had to be the more physical team, and I thought we were able to do that.
John, to win this game, 4th straight year, you guys beat the Jacks. Tell me what goes through your mind knowing that the marker's going back to Fargo again.
Well, you know, it's always great to, you know, send our seniors home with, you know, this is their last time that they get, and Grant speaks on a lot, he spoke on it this whole week, that, you know, it's the seniors' last chance to be able to take that rock home, and just being able to go out there and make sure that us younger guys put our 2 cents into that. It feels really good, especially when you can do that.
Grant, to start Missouri Valley play, you have this game.
Northern Iowa to get a win here. How big is that to start conference play out?
Well, it's absolutely huge, I think. I know in terms of defensively, I didn't think we've been playing that well. Even against Kansas State in some of our first games, we won, but we weren't really playing as well as we could. And I think today that was Bison defense. That was Code Green football. That's what we're all about. I think that's how we expect to play every single week. And anything less than a performance like that is a little bit of a letdown to us. We have very high expectations. But anytime you get a conference win to start off, especially on the road, it's huge. Every game's a tough game, no matter who you're playing, especially on the road. I know South Dakota State plays very well at home. They're a very good team. So this was huge for us. It puts us on the right path towards achieving our goals.
Last question to Stu Whitney.
Grant, that mad dash to get the Dakota marker at the end. I mean, that's kind of what sports are all about, to see kind of that childlike pursuit of that thing. I mean, it had to be kind of a special moment for you guys.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I know, like John kind of touched on a little bit, I know this was my last opportunity to ever play in this game. You can always be a part of it, and you can always come watch in the stands, but there's nothing like actually playing in it. And, that's the great part about college sports, rivalries like this and 2 great teams who respect each other going at it and competing and having a lot of fun. So it's, it's one of those memories we'll always have, and, just very thankful.
Thanks, guys.